Can you talk a bit about what you see as the key issues facing the Malay Muslim community, and maybe what you hope to achieve in the short to medium term as the acting minister in charge for Muslim affairs?
So essentially, if you look at it, our community has progressed significantly over the years. In terms of education, you look at how in post-secondary education, for example, we have achieved tremendously, right? And how we also give opportunities to our young. I remember I represented Singapore in at UN, looking about the children, the welfare of children, how we look after our children. After my presentation together with the delegation, the panel came to me and said, Singapore, not only among the best, in their mind during that time, the best place for a child to grow. And when I heard it, I told myself, even though there are still challenges in our community in terms of enrollment of preschool education, how we can provide a good start to our child, but we are better off than many other children in other countries. So I want the Malay children to be able to do much better than what it is today. And we will continue to do well, to work hard. Mendaki has done a lot, right, together with ECDA and others to provide that opportunity to our child. But I think we can still do more. Right? So I'll be working with Zaki to see how we can prepare for the next phase and deepen our journey in this so that more and more of our young children go to preschool. Right? And even though the percentage is still high, but we can do better. This is one area that I thought we can do. Socially, we have seen how the community also have grown, right? And we still have a segment of our community who are still struggling in their lives, in meeting their daily needs, right? This is something that I hope we can continue to work with the government agencies. And I think MUIS have done a lot from the social development part. I want that more of that to come out so that the community feel that they are helped, present, and they are not alone. Right? So this is another area that I hope to do so that we not only have help, but we must feel there's help. When we feel there's help, we are confident, right? We will be able to journey through our life despite the challenges that we face. So, and the other aspect is also relating to religious life. Our madrasah students have done well. There are many mosques in Singapore, and our mosques are well run. And if you compare with other parts of the world, especially in minority communities in a secular or another country, we have achieved a lot. We go to our mosque, we feel safe. We can do our religious deeds in having peace of mind. And we also know that when we leave, we have an environment whereby our families will be able to see us at home. This is something that I want the community to celebrate and to continue to protect this. And we know that in some countries, Muslim communities are not even allowed to build mosques. I met one counterpart who shared with me that they have been trying from his grandparents' time to build a mosque in a local community. Until then, and I think until today, still cannot build a mosque. We don't have that situation in Singapore. Why? We have continuously built a social harmony and peaceful coexistence together as a multiracial community. So I hope that we can journey this through. And in order to do that, we must also look at the needs of others. It's not only about our needs. we also have to take into account and also be appreciative of what we have in Singapore. So these are things whereby I want to get more people on board to help to share such messages in the community, so that as we grow, we develop in other areas, we also appreciate and I think have a sense of gratitude for what we have here in Singapore. I also feel that there are issues like contextual to what I'm doing, like drugs, some of the aspect of offending, that we can continue to deepen our journey to support those who may have made a wrong choice in their lives, but making them feel that is something that they can rebuild their lives. I feel that we have done a lot, but the scourge of drugs expanding in the world globally, and Singapore is not spared, right? But what is key is that we want to build the resilience in our community, so that even though they come across drugs and their friends tell them no harm, it's okay, you can take once, then you can control. I want them to feel that this is something that you should avoid in their lives, and something that you should not make a wrong choice to it. So we need a lot of support. We have Dadai to Haram, we have the MMO Rehab Network, and we want to work together with the families, those stakeholders in families development, so that we can not only build strong families, but keep our people away from harmful substances, harmful choices that will affect their lives. Sometimes I see young people, well educated, but they just make the wrong choice. And this is not a social problem, but problems of making the choices, right? Where you see at home they got no issue, but it's just that their social circle maybe have a liberal stance on some of these issues, that we want to help them to make the right choices and stay away from things that may affect their future and their lives.
My questions are basically more youth related. Okay, so firstly, how will you actually connect with the younger generation? So I'm talking about Gen Zs or even younger, who might not necessarily be aware of who you are or what you've done.
Agree.
Even though you've been in this line, as you mentioned, for decades now.
Yeah.
So that's what the first part of my question. And beyond that, we know that our Malay Muslim youths increasingly are getting more vocal, be it online or in the public space. So they express more desire for like open conversations, right? Particularly on sensitive topics, be it domestic issues or international issues. So how will you, as acting minister in charge of Muslim affairs, how will you approach them and engage with them on topics like these?
I know I'm not young, and it's something that honestly, you ask me, our youths are very important for Singapore, and any jurisdiction, you see, youths are very important. And I'm not alone doing this. I have, even among the MPs, there are young MPs who I would also work with them to not only reach out, but also work with the youth community, right? Not only to provide help or befriend, but I think to connect with them. I think it's important to connect so that we can share the journey together. I met many young people in my engagements, even in my constituency, who shared their aspiration. And good thing about, I'm very active in social media. I receive many messages from young people who I personally would reply to every of my messages on my social media. And their aspirations, even though the landscape today is different, nevertheless, they all want to do well in their life. They want to be heard. They also would like to have an open conversation like what you shared. And I want to do that. I want to provide opportunities, create platforms, not only in the MM community, but also from a circular angle so that they have opportunities to be at the national level. I think that is key. And also, working with Mendaki, we're going to open up more networks, right? And also see how we can enhance the focus areas about youth, mentoring, so that a lot more youths can be connected to what we do. And this is not only from the Mendaki point of view, but also I want to see how the MMO, for example, 4PM, can also help to play this role. I think the MMOs have a role to, opportunity to play added roles in some of these aspects and collaborate with our agencies and also other stakeholders like informal groups to rally the community together. If you look back, we have done a lot to build our community. And I thank all our past leaders who have worked very hard together with the community to achieve what we are today. Moving forward, I would like to develop a shared vision where it is a vision not only by me, but also by the community. And I think it will involve a process of how we can try our best to engage the community from various segments so that we can develop not only a vision that can be realistically achieved or be shared together, but something that people feel they are part of this vision. So it may take some time, but I will share this at the different milestones. With regards to the issue of Palestine, I feel that if you look back, governments have been very principled and consistent in how we are looking at this issue. And I think over time you realize more and more people came to me and shared with me, they have somehow seen the principled stance and how government has also moved in terms of its stance as the developments take place and how the global setting has also been journeying this together. And government has been showing the stance that it does not condone any act of violence, killing, right? Also affecting human lives, especially children and mothers. And it is something that we have been consistently sharing, and also we will continue to work with the global community to see how we can achieve peace together. I think when we achieve peace, right, and peace is not just everything stop at one go. Realistically, it may come in phases, right, in stages, and it is also not perfect in the sense that it is dynamic, right? But what we want is to better the situation, right, so that we can save lives and not affected many more young children and other people. And this is something that we hope that, I personally hope that the community will also not only, see this, some of this journey together and looking at the consistency of the principle, but I think what is key is that we understand how the community feel, right? And it is natural for community to feel that these are not right. I think they want peace. They don't like killings, right? And they want people to respect the people's rights to live where they should. I think these are natural, and we respect that, and I think we agree with that. But what is key is that this global setting that's happening is not straightforward, right? And some things can be done easily. Even we want to provide help, humanitarian help. We have come to realize that even though we have the sources to do it, but to enter is not easy, right? And these are complexities that we have to deal not only in Singapore but globally together. So I'm happy that some of the global community have come together and wanting to help to end the war. And I think we should support this. And I hope that the community will also support. Beyond some of these developments, I hope as a community, we can really maximize our potential or developments of our human values to what a Malay or even a Muslim community should showcase. Malay community is known for its etiquettes, also having good values in terms of mannerism and values in terms of humanity. At the same time, as a Muslim, there are many values that we have learned from Prophet Muhammad, for example, about being patient, about having gratitude, about making sure that you don't harm other people's lives. So I hope that we can look at it globally and also even at our individual lives, in the sense that be it any killings that happen in other parts of the world, beyond Muslim countries, we should not accept it. Because from the Islamic, from a Malay community or even whatever community, is something that is not acceptable. So I think we want to up that level to whereby we look at fellow humans as someone who wants to have a life on their own, don't want to be harmed, and at the same time, we want to promote peace and harmony. So I feel that these are principles which are good, and such principles you can see in the Singapore society, where we don't condone violence, we don't condone killing, we want peace, harmony, and at times, even though we are affected, we are patient, but we always look at the interests of our people, right? And at the same time, we want to be a responsible government. So I'm confident our community can develop to its highest potential and showcase the best values, the best individual that we can find, and at the same time, the best community that even though a minority in Singapore has done well, right, academically, also in their career, but also having that values of resilience, patience, gratitude, and do not welcome or fair, I would say fair to all humankind, whether you are Muslim or not Muslim, right? If you are affected, you are killed, that is wrong. And that is something that we want to promote in our community. So I'll work with the Asatiza, I'll work with the all the different segments, especially the Malay literati, to see how we can further enhance this level of values development and showcase in our lives and in our actions, whatever platforms we have.